Hello everyone, Jimmy Grant here. Welcome to my channel. A lot of you are familiar with it, some of you aren't, but if you aren't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I have a lot of camps coming up next to Sessions Manouche in Valencia, Spain, and then Session Manouche in Fribourg in June, and Camp Django in October, and Savannah in south of France in August. So check those out. You can find those links down below in my school community and things like that. Today I wanted to talk about something kind of that teachers do a lot, and I think it doesn't make sense to a lot of people when they're learning. And I wanted to maybe find a way to work around this. So this is something when people say like, oh, you just play D minor over this or something like that. And I noticed this at a workshop, someone said that, and it didn't make sense to me. But then I was transcribing something and I realized, oh, now it makes sense. It was this. D minor triad. And it was over a G minor. So. So it's something like that, and the reason it can be confusing is because, oh, you play over D minor, and you have this D minor triad in there, D, F, A. So you have your 9 of a G minor, which is A. You have your F, which is like your minor 7, and then your D, which is your 5th. So all these things work over G minor, and they're kind of what ends up happening is you have your these nice extension notes, this F and this A. You have your 7 and your 9, so you end up with this kind of sound here. This so if you're playing a G minor, you end up with that sound. And I thought of a way to kind of work around this and teach yourself some things. You can practice like this, like take a lick, and Django does this all the time. He more uses the relative minor. So, for example, you'd be playing in C, and he'd play A minor of it. But if I were to play an A minor arpeggio, it doesn't sound that. It works. Yes, works, but now if you add some different color notes in there, which is what Django would do. So take something like this simple phrase, and you can practice this over a few different chords. So first chord, C, so C. Chord you can practice over A minor. The D, it works over there, but maybe it's not as nice, but it works. And then one more chord for you. You have your D7. So you can play something like So that's one lick you can take, and you can use it 3 different ways. And I have actually a course in my school channel available. It's pretty cheap, $10 or something like that. And it's like teaches a few licks that you can use over several different chords. So what I'm suggesting here is you practice, you figure out the over a lick, taking 3 different chords you can use it over. So here's another one. This is Wes Montgomery that I learned yesterday, and I'm going to try to apply it in places. But if you can name what solo it's from, which should be pretty obvious, comment below. So, yeah, you can play it over G minor. So over C7. You could play it over B flat, major 7, or major, whatever. And here's another one you could play it over is a E half diminished. So that's one way to look at this, is take it, okay, I can figure out these different chords, I can play this over. One last thing you can do is look at the modes. And I don't do this too much, but because it's all kind of the same and it's different ways to learn it. So, like, let's say you're in the key of F major, so you have all these relative chords. You know, all these, you can kind of use it over these chords, and it doesn't always work. You have to adjust notes sometimes, but there are the immediate relative ones that I showed you. So like you had this G minor, that's a friendly chord, family friendly. Now, doesn't quite work as well, but you could make it work if you really wanted to. You'd probably have to adjust more notes. Anyways, this was just a quick lesson, something I was thinking about and trying to explain in a better way of when someone says something like, oh, you just play a D minor. It's, you know, if you take the extensions, and let's say you're in G minor, right? And you take extensions from a D minor, you have all your extensions now. And it's just a good way to experiment with the sounds and things like that, as opposed to just playing licks. You know, Django did this a lot in a different way. Like he would take a lick like, you know, okay, A flat minor 6. Sorry, I didn't put a flat there. Okay, or you could do over G7. And then so you can use that G7, A minor, and then also your D flat 9. And resolve to C. So anyways, try to take some of these things and use them over different chords and hear different sounds. Anyways, if you like the lesson, please like and subscribe for more. Check out the camps I have coming up, and also check out my One Lick Does All course in school. Anyways, see you soon.